Hello, welcome you guys to our little presentation on design and elevate your life with a health and wellness business. It's kind of a dear topic to me because I didn't start out my career thinking I was going to build my own health and wellness business. I would love to hear from you guys if that's kind of something you started in your career right off the bat. Put a one, but put a two if this is like a secondary type of a thought for you. I know for me it was a secondary type of a thought. But I am so glad I took that leap of faith and did it. And I've learned a lot through the way that I did it. And that's what I'm here to share with you, along with a couple other people that I'm going to call on. We're going to share a little bit about what that looks like. Maybe you're ready. Maybe you're ready to stop working the whole day-to-day grind and building someone else's dream and getting, paid as an employee. Maybe you're ready to be your own boss and create an income that allows you a little bit more freedom to work where you want, work from home, from the beach if you wanted. I know for me, that was the biggest itch was I was on a vacation with my family and we're sitting there at this pool and it's just beautiful. And with my sister and my brother-in-law, he gets a phone call. He goes and takes it and he's talking about his business and then he comes back to the pool. And I just was like, what? Like, okay, I want to do that. Like, how do I build a business like that? And that just got me because I had taken the last bit of my vacation time at my job. And mind you, I'm a mental health clinician. I'm a doctor of psychology. I love what I do, and I'm good at what I do. I worked with kiddos with suicide, and I love helping people shift emotions. It's definitely not a career I was looking to switch, but I wanted to do it in a more holistic way that offered me more freedom as well and serve people in a different way. And that's what I found here. I found that I could have a career true to what my talents are and also create that freedom. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. Our life is designed by the small choices we make. Our agency is the biggest power we possess. Agency means our ability to choose. And it's not just our ability to choose like what to eat that day. It's our ability to choose what we think. This is called choice psychology. The only true power we have is the ability to choose what we think and then act upon inspired direction. That's the only time we're really free. And so this for me is empowering to realize we are not stuck in any type of job or career that maybe we're feeling burned out from or overwhelmed or just like, oh, I don't have, it's not what I thought it would be. We are what we think really determines our circumstances, and then we have the power to change that. I was in my career and I remember thinking about, what I wanted to, if I wanted to do this business or not. And I had a boss at the time. She was excellent. And she said to me, well, 5 years is going to pass anyway. So you might as well do something that makes a difference in 5 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if we don't do something now, if we don't start building that boat now, in 5 years, what happens? You're in the same boat. And that's where these choices are such, and it's not like you can just build a boat and it's all done in like 30 days. This takes time. This takes gathering the nails. It takes, gathering the wood, making the plans, start putting some of the plans together, maybe redo some of those plans because of some things got in the way. So that's what I'm here to show you. How do we and why do we take this leap of faith to build this so that in 5 years from now, you are in a different place, maybe somewhere you want to be. I saw a quote the other day that it's not the goals that make us change our lives, it's the daily thinking. So we are all creators. This is why we're here. Everything around you now was created starting from a thought. That's all it takes. Everything, your career, including a mug. I mean, everything around you was first a thought. So I want you to see that power that you have and possess to be able to actually change your circumstances. There's nothing that hinders you, nothing, because everyone has the same innate choice and direction. We are all equal in that. So I started telling you a little bit about my background. And so I'm a doctor of psychology and founder of the Holistic Brain Institute. I'm a blue diamond in dōTERRA, which I'll explain what that means in just a bit. And I'm a global leader and speaker, but this wasn't how I began my career. Before I was an employee, I worked in an inner city school in San Diego, and I loved it. And I was a crisis therapist. And the biggest thing was I was getting burned out. How many of you guys have ever felt burned out in your career? I was 8 years in and I loved what I did, but I was 8 years in and I was like thinking, how am I going to do this for 30 more years? I was young. I was, in my, 20s to 30s. And I'm like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, every day and deal with crisis and all the paperwork. And then after 8 years, I'm like, okay, this is too much. Like 30 more years until I retire. I don't think I can go with that. And so that's when I started looking at how else can I help people with mental health? How can I do it? Because I was just slapping, like a lot of band-aids on per se with crisis work. You're just like crisis, crisis. I realized I wanted to do something more preventative. How can I help people before the crisis? And most jobs are not before the crisis because funding happens, right? For you to be involved because of an issue. Go attack the issue. And I wanted to be, why don't we prevent? And so I started shifting my mindset. And so now with what I built with dōTERRA, being that I could still help people with mental health at a preventative and a holistic approach, I get to travel, I get to do humanitarian work and lead and work with teams globally. So I would love for you to put in the chat box, where are you joining from tonight? Let's see where we are all over the world. So I'm going to fast forward here so where are you now? Where are you physically? I know I just asked that question, but are you searching for more purpose, community, flexibility, natural solutions, maybe a way to serve others, support, or get more support and offer more support, maybe more friendships, more money, more freedom? Yeah. So I'd love to see your answers in the chat box. So I see people, let me go back here. Botswana, hello. To Botswana, North Carolina, Bloemfontein, Cape Town, wonderful. And I thought I saw someone from England on here also. So what's BW? I don't know BW. Is that Botswana? Viringing? Oh my gosh, I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm learning some new places tonight. I love that. So I would love for you to put in the chat box. You can put all of these, but maybe put one that really, oh, South Africa. Thank you. Gauteng. Okay, region. Yeah. Botswana is BW. Okay, I'm learning. Put one of these in the chat box that really has been on the forefront of your mind tonight that you're wanting more of. Or maybe some of you who have already started a health and wellness business, put the one in the chat box that was really something that you were wanting more of when you started your health and wellness business. I think for me at that time, I would say there was two. So you can put two as well, but I would say flexibility and purpose were a huge thing for me. I was wanting more travel, more time with family, and just having flexibility, not having to get up every single day, early in the morning, run off to work. I was having panic attacks. I had a couple panic attacks on my way to work a couple times because of the stress. And I just like, okay, I need flexibility. And I wanted more purpose, just to be able to do things that weren't crisis, but that were very healing oriented. Financial freedom, flexibility, stability. Yeah, CD, good one. And flexibility. Oh, hello from Pretoria. Freedom and money. Yeah, I love it. These are great answers, you guys. So that's what I'm here to talk to you a little bit about. So I want to first go into the why. I thought this was interesting that home-based entrepreneurs, they did a satisfaction survey, and they found that home-based entrepreneurs have a 91% satisfaction rate. 91. That's high. That's almost 100% of home-based entrepreneurs are satisfied in what they do. And you know what? Employees was about half. About half were satisfied. And that makes sense because I really did like a lot of aspects about my job, but I would say it was about 50-50 as well. So this is what they said. They felt they were more satisfied, more fulfilled, more meaning, more purpose, more flexibility, more autonomy, less stress and burnout, and more freedom. And I thought this was interesting, this little fact down here. Longer tenured entrepreneurs. So what does that mean? That means people who stick with it. And those with larger teams report even higher satisfaction. So even higher than 91 when you stick with it longer and you have a bigger community. And that's what we're going to show you get with dōTERRA, long-term as well as I'm going to skip the video because you're saying my audio doesn't work and I can't do the audio with my earbuds in. So I'm going to skip that video and with larger teams. So let's talk about wellness advocate. What is a wellness advocate? As a dōTERRA wellness advocate, you offer the natural solutions and you get paid commissions. So here's a question for you guys. And you get paid commissions for life. So this is different than affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is where you get a link for a drink. Someone buys that drink, you get a one-time referral bonus. Like, thanks. But if someone goes to buy that drink again, they either have to find your link or somebody else posted a link. I'll just buy it there. Or now I know the company. I'll just go to the company's website and buy it. So this is different. dōTERRA is an educational-based business. So they offer you educate someone, you do something, empower them with natural solutions, then their account, you're their wellness advocate. You're there for them, and dōTERRA pays you for life on that. So let me ask you guys something. For those of you who are already using dōTERRA's holistic health products, would you recommend these to somebody even if you didn't get paid for them? Put a 1 in the chat box if so. Because sometimes I ask myself, oh, do I want to keep doing my business? And then I'm like, wait, I would never stop offering the solutions. Because if someone has something going on in mental health, I'm like, oh, panic attack, let's use some lavender. I have solutions. They are what I gift for Christmas. They are everything that helps empower people. So even if I didn't get paid, and do you know we do this already? We offer things to people without even getting paid. You ever seen a really good, touching movie and you're just like telling everybody you can about this movie that really was touching and good? Yeah, you tell people. Does the movie pay you for that? No. But so that's what this is. So, okay. One thing I wanted to mention here, effort-based. This is an equal opportunity, effort-based business. All it is your own efforts, and it creates a long-term residual income. Okay, so actually, I'm going to set this up, and then Jeanette, I want to ask you to talk about these points right here, if that's okay. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot. But when you're looking at partnering with any health and wellness company, so let's say you want to start a health and wellness business, and you say, I can just help people, but I'm also going to offer product. So you want to be able to ensure you have product lines, but you want to make sure you have the right product. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what that looks like and why. I'm not just like going to say, oh, dōTERRA is the right product because I love it. I'm going to actually show you why. And so, Jeanette, I'd actually love you to speak about these 4 points here and introduce yourself. Jeanette is one of our top leaders in South Africa.
Thank you, Dr. Danielle. I'm Janine Matthewson. I'm a country founder and I'm a gold in South Africa. And yeah, the reason why I'm doing oils, long story short, the short version is my dad was an addictive person to medicine, and that's why he's dead today. And I had a lot of questions for the Lord. Why? And a year later, only I discovered essential oils. And now I know why I was part of my dad's life, to be able to teach today people to use the other stuff, the real stuff, the stuff without side effects, the stuff that really works for your body. So when I teach people about dairy essential oils, um, purity is not negotiable, and CPTG is absolutely certified, pure, tested grade essential oils of the highest quality standards in the industry. Um, and I really think we can proud ourselves for taking hands with a company with such integrity and such passion for its products, but also the people that's moving the products. So the oils are sourced where they grow naturally in their natural habitat, and they contain the highest beneficial properties. No artificials, no chemicals. Um, it's just the, may I say it, the best oil in the world. That's my belief, and you will not be able to tell me otherwise. The wellness product lines that we have, wow. Um, every year I'm just astonished by the new products they bring out. And dōTERRA has infused the purest essential oils into various high demand product lines, from skincare, hair care, and fitness to supplementation and nutrition. And it's in your hands to teach your people, whom you introduce to the business, to make their own products as well, to make it more affordable for them. So dōTERRA started with it, and you can take it further. The ethical and sustainable practices, um, the way they use the communities to help to get to the oil, from the plant to the oil to the bottling, manufacturing in Utah. It's just, you have to do yourself a favor to get there when it's a convention. That that trip they take you to the campus, the dōTERRA campus. It's just, um, you have to experience it to understand what it's all about. It's a debt-free company. Who can say they are taking hands with a debt-free company, and a company that has the passion and the heart for its people? Um, when I joined dōTERRA, one day Addison told me that he had to report to Emily, right? And then one day he said to her, but he wants to talk about the sales figures because she was over sales. And she was like, no, but tell me about the people. And that is who is dōTERRA. dōTERRA is there for the people and what they can mean and do for the people, not only sales. And that is the heart of dōTERRA, and that is why I'm doing the business.
Mm.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr. Al.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all your perspective and your experiences too. That was really helpful. Appreciate it. So, Janet said a couple really important things. I want you to take notes on this. One is she said the quality is unmatched. So, if you understand, the essential oil industry does not have a standardization. So, people can label it as pure and say it's the best, and then, just say that and sell it. But dōTERRA actually set up a standardization. So and then they do third-party testing to ensure that standardization is met. So you have the most pure essential oils in the world that you can purchase. And then a couple other things. If you want to look at partnering, maybe there's some other products in another company, that's great. But what you have to look at is the essential oils infused in our collagen, in our vitamins, in our green drink, and our omegas make the biggest difference for those things to be bioavailable in the body. And so having certified pure just changes your shampoo, your toothpaste. It's crazy. So the other thing, when push comes to shove with money, what doesn't get pushed aside is essentials, and essentials is medicine, and that's what's different. Essential oils are medicines for the home. How many of you guys have any little health thing going on, and now that you use doTERRA, and you would grab doTERRA first over any type of medicine, over the counter, anything? And so when COVID hit, actually, doTERRA sales skyrocketed because people are like, oh, there's something going around. I need my doTERRA. I'm not helpless. I have it in my hands. And so I want you to understand that's the difference in a long-term stable business for you. The last thing here, debt-free company that Yanette talked about, having a multi-billion dollar debt-free company, why is that important? This is important because it's the longevity and stability. When companies begin, in fact, doTERRA looked at taking on investors. I don't know if you guys know this. And they sat down and they looked at like, okay, let's take on these investors because we don't have really the money to start this company. How are we going to do it? We want to do the oils pure, which is a very costly expense. So they met with investors in New York, and they walked away from that and meeting, that dinner, and they were all just like, okay, that's nice. All the investors they were like, yes, we see the vision of this, we'll invest. But they would have to mark the price up of essential oil so much with taking on investors because they have to pay back their investors. And they said, we can't do it. We've got to make the purest oils affordable. And so they did not take on investors. They ended up just pulling all their own second mortgages on their homes and things like that they could do to keep the company debt free. And so that's what it is today. And so this equals the longevity for you, which is really good because there are a lot of companies that are going under when they overpromise what they'll pay to people and they can't afford because of investments. So I just am showing you it's not only, oh, it's a health and wellness. It is medicine. It's medicine infused product lines, and then this debt-free multi-billion dollar company. Okay, let's talk about the demand. It's nice to have a great product, but what's the demand? First off, I think it's interesting to know that 80% of the global population seeks for botanical remedies for some aspect of their primary healthcare concerns. That's a lot. 75% actually rely on them. But look in Africa, 90%. You guys are way ahead of the world in Africa. All that is like your primary. So just showing you why it's also very good business. Okay, and here's my last major point about doTERRA. Do you know that the standard in most health and wellness companies that you could partner with and get a commission for, do you know that their retention rate is 10%? And that is standard. So my brother-in-law that I told you about, he works for another company that does, skincare and supplements. And he's gone to the top of that company, which is great, gets paid a lot of money, has a lot of freedom. I remember one year I went with them to their convention, and they were celebrating that they had upped their retention rate to 15, 1.5. And that is huge. I mean, going from 10% to 15% retention rate is awesome. Very worth celebrating. But when I learned what doTERRA was, I mean, there's no way I would ever want to 10 or 15%. So that means if I introduce 100 customers in a year, 10 of them still are enjoying the product and using it versus 65. And actually in Africa, did you know it's more about 75% retention rate? So that to me is I've got 75% people. That's a doTERRA overall. Like 65 to 75% of people still love and want to order those products regularly. So that's another thing that contributes to a long-term longevity business. Okay, so now you kind of know a little bit about what it is, why, and why doTERRA. But maybe you're asking, okay, I'm already busy. Like, how do I start this business? CD, I want to call on you to answer a little bit about this, and if you don't mind, and tell us your story about. I know someone had invited you to start 5 years earlier, and things shifted for you in 5 years and then you got started. Will you tell us a little bit about kind of your journey and maybe some of the thoughts you had about building a health and wellness business?
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Daniel, and good evening, everybody. My name is Tidi, and I'm based here in Bloemfontein. I'm just one of the most excited wellness advocates in dōTERRA. So, my story started back in 2019 when my friend Marty told me about dōTERRA. Okay. And I really, really undermined what she was telling me because I had this mindset that I will never ever do good in product network marketing because most of the time I've been into crypto and all these funny things. Okay. So I said, Marty, we're not going to make it. And she said, you know what? I'm just going to trust God. I'm going to do this thing. And that's when we parted ways in 2019. And I went ahead to do whatever I was doing. But I've been watching Marty from a distance, right? And I saw her and France doing extremely well in dōTERRA. Mind you, we both stay here in Bloemfontein. But yeah, I think one thing that happened with me was my big ego, okay? Because whatever I was trying was not working out. It was not working out. But I had so much ego to go back to Marty and say, girl, whatever you told me, I can see it's coming to, fruition and you are doing well. But anyway, 2024, I swallowed my pride and I reconnected with her and I said, girl, please teach me everything you know. And I said to her, I'm looking now for stability. I'm approaching my 50s. I don't want to be in network marketing companies whereby you build today, 6 months later, the company's gone and you are frustrated and so forth. And she welcomed me with both arms. So the 1st of December, 2024, I signed up with dōTERRA. And I started telling people about dōTERRA. Why? I didn't have a story, but my friend that I knew who was in 2020, in 2019 at rock bottom, she was now thriving. So I was telling people about Marty. So I was telling Marty's story every 5 seconds that I get. And people believed me, because I was talking about somebody I know. And the best thing that happened was that the products as well, they were working. If I was like, they are working. When I refer people and I say, please buy this, buy that, people will come back with testimonies. So that was it. That was it. In any network marketing company, we know we do have ranks and family. I don't want to lie to you. I have been cruising. And, and I realized, Dr. Daniel, that mindset is something that can either make you or break you. Yeah. Because I don't know who told me that I'll never make it in product network marketing. I have no idea where I gathered those thoughts. And to my surprise, when I got into dōTERRA, I think I hit my first foundational rank in 30 days. And today, the rest is history. I'm a silver in dōTERRA, and I have built a stable income in dōTERRA. And I know this is just the beginning. I have a beautiful team that I'm working with, and I've got the most wonderful clients ever. So when we talk about customer retention rate, family, I have never ever had a month where I'm at rock bottom. Why? Because my customers come back willingly. So I'm so grateful, and I wish people can see the bigger picture and what we are about to do in Africa. So I'm super excited. Thanks for the opportunity, Dr. Daniel.
Thank you. I always love hearing your story, and I agree. You're going to do amazing things in Africa. CD said something really important, and it kind of ties into what we talked about in the beginning. It's your mindset. I could have a day where I think nothing's working out for me, my business isn't going anywhere, and then the next day, okay, things are great, things are coming. There's no difference. The difference is what I think will happen will happen. So write that down, because you can do anything if you think you can do it. And it's not, I don't mean it from the ego, I mean it from inspired direction. So thank you, CD. That was really helpful to hear from you. So like CD said, the answer is yes. With the right product, the right tools, and the right support, you will be able to succeed. So let's just talk about how it works, and then we'll talk about how much you make. So first off, like CD said, she said, okay, what do I need to do? Teach me. The very first thing is just start with your own set of essential oils as well as some of the product lines and speak authentically. No one wants you to sell something you don't care about. If you don't like doTERRA, it won't work for you. So it definitely needs to be. And so what I'd love to see in the chat box, what is your favorite product? I know it's going to be hard to choose one. Tell me today, at this moment, what is one of your favorite products right now that you're loving? Put that in the chat box. So as you use the oils, and that's what happened for me, I started using peppermint and it took away cramps that I had in my legs from dance. So how cool is that, that it was able to take away cramps and I was able to speak. Like CD said, you speak about these things that will inspire people. So that's the next part is you share, like CD said, she shared Marchie's business story. You share your own or someone else's product story. Then you help people order. And then you just help them get support we do classes every Tuesday at 8 p.m. South Africa time that are just continuing education on products and support. So that's it. So I'm loving this. Bergamot. Yeah, you're talking to my heart. I love bergamot. Bergamot, peppermint, ylang ylang. Awesome. So let's look at how much you get paid. This is, South Africa Rand. I will show US dollars in just a minute, but how much you get paid. These are, CD mentioned about the ranks. These are levels. The ranks mean they're levels of volume, like product sales that you bring in. So just like any business, if you were going to start a pizza parlor business, you would get paid a percentage from the volume you bring in. There's a level that goes to overhead, and then there's a level that goes back into your pocket. And it's exactly the same thing. It's like basically you're owning a franchise. You own your own separate franchise of doTERRA, just like you would if you bought a McDonald's franchise. However, it won't cost as much. This will be only cost is your startup kit and your monthly order to run your own business. It's your own personal products. That's all it costs. And it's your own little doTERRA franchise. So as you can see, these are some of the different, when you bring in 3,000 of overall volume, you get about 8,000 Rand a month. And 3,000 in overall volume basically means about 15 people who get a home essentials starter kit. So that's it. Can you talk to 15 people and help them get a home essential starter kit? It's about that. That's about the amount of volume. So just if you think about that, home essential starter kit, 15 people is elite, but these ranks build upon each other. So we'll just skip down to silver that CD said she was. So congratulations to CD for hitting silver. And you can see silver is 9,000 in volume. So that's 3 elites in their organization, and it's 23,000 Rand a month. Gold, that's what Yanette said she was. And so you can see this also gave her country founder in South Africa. So she is one of the founding wellness advocates for doTERRA in South Africa. And that is a whole nother thing. And the reason why I have it start is because there's still a few spots open. Who wants one of those spots? And let me tell you why you want one and why you want to go for it. Number one is because when you build a business, any business, you get paid on obviously the customers in your organization. With a country founder, you get paid on the customers in your organization, but you also get paid on the customers in the entire country. You're rewarded for being one of the first. CD, yes, you are going to be a founder. I know it. So that's a goal for you to put. If you're thinking you're kind of on the fence about doing this, no longer be on the fence, because there's only going to be, there's only 5 spots left. Go for it. Absolutely go for it. So next you can see here, just kind of show you, you see the volume as you increase, as you get more customers. Like I have I don't even know, I think over 10,000 customers in my organization. And so it continues to grow, and I'm a blue diamond in doTERRA. But so these are the monthly median that people get paid in there. People actually get paid way more than this. These are just some of the baseline pay, I would say. And then you can see presidential. So this is monthly. I want you to think about that. What would monthly being a diamond income mean for you? A fun practice to do to get your brain and your mindset on this. I want you to imagine you're getting, over 100,000 Rand a month. And I want you to do a budget for that. Where would that money go? Maybe 10% to charity, 10% to savings. Maybe I want you to do a budget for it and just do a monthly. What would I do with 100,000 Rand a month? Which in, US dollars, a diamond is 7,000. This is more of like a starting rank pay, just so you guys know. My diamond is way higher than that. So, and that's a starting pay for a blue diamond, but a lot of blue diamonds are paid about 40,000 a month. So 36,000 a month is kind of a standard. So you can see they grow. They grow from their baseline, but these are a baseline to give you some regular figures. So think about that. Think of a goal and you can put it in the chat box or write it down for yourself. And I know I love that, Karen. I can't imagine what to do with that kind of money. Well, I'll tell you, you will start because you will get inspired direction of what to do with that money. Who could you help? Think about charities that are really dear to your heart. Think about kids that need help to be put through school, that you could help put through school with that money. So I want you to set a goal of one of these, and then I want you to write a budget for it. What would you do with that monthly budget? Just because that starts calling in that abundance for you. How much money would you pay to different charities? Who would you pay that for? I have, family members that struggle with their monthly house payment. So what would it be like to be able to pay, help pay someone's mortgage for the month or house payment? What would it be like for you to be able to own your own health and wellness studio? There's so much you can do. So I want you to start imagining what that would look like. So let's talk about who this is for. It's anyone who has a passion for natural health. Men, women, any age, it doesn't matter. If you have a passion to make more money and help others, and you're ready to intentionally design and elevate your life, then this is for you. All it takes is, like CD said, mindset. It just takes dedication. That if you can be committed and dedicated, that's all it really does take. I'll share a little bit because they're not on the call tonight. Marty and Franz, they started their business really during the pandemic, and because her husband's business didn't thrive during shutdown, but her dōTERRA business did. It started thriving, and she was able to replace their income that they were used to. Because dōTERRA, think about that. In a recession, in a global shutdown, dōTERRA skyrockets because they work, because they're medicine. So I want you to just imagine what this could be like for you. You are no different than Franz and Marty. Your story could be this, where you go diamond and country founder. And we have another Tina in Botswana. How many of you guys know Tina? Put a 1 in the chat box if you know Tina. She's phenomenal. And she is now a diamond in Botswana. And she has shared, she makes now more money than most professionals in Botswana. Yeah, Lindy, Yanette, Val. She just was able to take a whole trip to America and walk the stage and be recognized as a diamond leader. And whenever I interview Tina, I ask her, "How are you, Tina?" She's like, "Oh, Dr. Danielle." She says, "I am highly favored and blessed." That's just the best. But I want you to think about that saying. She is saying to herself every day, "I am highly favored and blessed." What is that calling in for her? Again, choice, that choice psychology. What are you saying to yourselves? Are you highly favored and blessed? So we want, this success is not just a couple people in Africa. It's, again, we've got a lot of people from South Africa, but this is all over the world. In my organization, a lot of over a 10,000 customer base. I have over 100 premiers in my team. And I'm in over 30 countries around the world, and it just expanded. I didn't know these people. I didn't know Marty and Franz originally. We met them online. And now I know all of you guys because of that in Africa as well as other parts of the world. So you can see so many people being celebrated all over the world that have hit. These are silver. I tried to grab silver and aboves. I think that's what I did. Yeah. Or I don't even know. Sorry. I grabbed photos from all over the team, and I don't people's ranks. But these are people who are succeeding, who are making a difference in doTERRA. And there's more. There's way more. I just could only grab what I could. So what is your dream? What do you want to see different in the next 5 years? If we don't change things now, you will be in the same boat. The 5 years are going to pass anyway. And those small choices that we make today will change your future. And I am so excited for you to be able to change your future. This is all that it is. Start using your oils, share your oils, help people order, and then just support them with education and their ongoing health concerns, as well as the business model. This business is for anybody. We have the right tools for you. We have done for you marketing funnels, social media courses, classes on Tuesdays. doTERRA gives you have so much support. Enrollment promotions. You get a free personalized website with doTERRA, and then the ongoing support with our weekly trainings, our business trainings. You just get to plug in and plug in and help people. That's all this business takes. So Thursdays, the second and the fourth Thursday, we have 7 p.m. We have a compensation overview, and you can meet more of the team. So that's Thursday, October, for this call anyway, the 23rd. You can join us again, but this is going to be a little more in depth of the compensation overview, and you can join us. So everyone, I am so glad to be on with you tonight. I'm excited for you to get started with your own health and wellness business. And I can't wait to hear your stories. Your unique story will empower people that my story couldn't. And that's what I love about this is you are helping people have access to safe and effective and affordable natural medicine. And that's what your health and wellness business is based upon. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Yanette and CD, for sharing, and can't wait to hear your stories. And we'll see you. You can join us Tuesday for our product education classes too. So thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, everyone.